Got a special live today. I'm doing it on a Monday rather than Thursday. Because why not? Had to go to a meeting this morning and do a bunch of emails and stuff. And I said, okay, today I got to come back to this van and put on our Killmat sound deadening. Killmat's a brand. This one's not Killmat. This is Silas? I don't know what the hell this is, but it's something. Same thing. Sound deadening. And then some insulating. And then I have to go a little bit later. But I figured, you know what? I'm just going to go live. Why not? Let the people see. So, this is what we're doing today. This, and then insulation. Insulate the walls. And then we've got all of our stuff in. We're going to be putting in a window on the sliding door. Which I'm going to close because I got to... Yeah, we're putting in a window right here. And in here somewhere, we got to put an AC and a fan, which I have. So we got to get them in. Where the hell are they going? In this van, we're putting a bathroom back here. Chair's going to go up here because it's bathroom. And AC's going to have to go like around here. Or we do need a fan. I'm not sure. The fan might go over here. AC might go like more up, like over here. But I don't want the fan directly over the chair. So this is a med spa van, right? So we don't want the AC directly over the chair. When you're getting your Botox and you're just getting blasted with AC, we don't want that. So I might put it like here. Yeah, this might be a good spot for the AC. And the fan, I have to go like back here. Yeah. Anyways, we'll be doing that later. Oh. From the last time, Thursday when we went live, we insulated the floor with our 2 forms of insulation. And then, since then, we've gotten the subfloor down. Subfloor's cut in. Now, time for this Killmat stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this stuff up into smaller pieces. There we go. We're going to cut it up. Yeah, so again, this is what we've got right now is another med spa. So, unlike a camper, we don't have a kitchen. It's a lot more open because they have to have that chair in here, you know, the med spa chair. So it's a more open build. It's a lot simpler of a build, which, you know, I don't have a problem with. Building campers, especially building custom campers for people, ooh, it gets complicated. You know, people go online and they see, which is a great thing. You know, you go online, you see all this crazy, you know, all this awesome stuff that people have done. You're like, oh, I want that in my van, or a version of that, form of that, and I gotta figure it out. And then they change their mind, like, oh, maybe not, maybe I do. It gets, and then like, can you do this? I don't know, I've never done it before. I gotta figure it out. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, maybe, but it's gonna cost you a lot more. It's building campers for people. It's obviously a lot different from building these med spots for a business. But we have another camper coming in, which is going to be another one coming in next month, which you guys can see the process of. That one's going to be cool. For a wonderful couple out of Illinois. They're in Illinois. We're in Clearwater. We're in Clearwater, Florida. They're in Illinois. They're sending us a Ford Transit. That van is going to have... It's going to have a partition wall. It's not going to be a stealth van. It's going to have windows. I think only 2, or maybe potentially, I think there's a 3rd window. Or it was just the 2. I think it's just the 2 windows now. I forgot where we landed. But it's going to have a partition wall between the front and the back. They like that. It's going to have the bed all the way in the back, but instead of like the elevated bed here with the garage underneath, it's going to have that Happy Jack dropping bed. So it's going to have the bed go up, and then you're going to be able to sit underneath it with like the bench area. So we're doing one of those. I haven't done a design like that before, so that's going to be exciting. That van's coming in next month. It's Ford Transit. Right now we've got the van I'm in right now. This is, like I said, a med spa for a client in Minnesota. So this is going to be a winter frigid van. So we got to insulate the hell out of this thing. And water heater, air heater, obviously, we got to get this thing. It's got to operate year round out there in the frigid cold. So for those joining what we're doing right now, we've just got this van starting. Last Thursday, last time we were live, you saw that we insulated the floor with 2 forms of insulation. We've brought it up because we're going to insulate the whole thing. Before we're doing that, we're adding this kill mat stuff, which is sound deadening for these panels of the van. Because, you know, big vans like this, these panels sound like thunder. I'm going to show you the difference. When you get this on there, it absorbs all that vibration. Check it out. Let's go ahead and do one. So, Mike, wait, where can you see me? Can you see me over here? No matter what, I'm out of frame. This side. Listen to it. I'm going to show you. Okay. See? Big panel. It's got these little supports there, but the supports do have rubber behind them, but it still gives off a ridiculous amount of vibration, which while you're driving sucks. Now, the thing is, when we insulate and we build, you don't hear any of that really anyway. But just this stuff doesn't cost much, so it doesn't take a ton of time. So there's no reason why you can't just add some of this to all these panels just as an extra layer. Okay, so remember what it was? Okay, it sounds the same. Wait, let's add 2 more for the whole panel. Our experiment failed. And it was a little bit, but the more we add, I think the better it will get. I need to work this stuff. Now is it better? And let's do 1 more here, and then we'll go from this panel to this panel. Then we'll see if we can hear the difference. Yeah. So in between each of these ribs, I'm putting one of these. Okay, so now the whole thing. Oh, what a difference now. Are you kidding me? So here, listen. Over here, nothing. Just reverberates a lot more. Can you hear the difference? I don't know if you can. But you hear the van shaking, and over here, it reverberates a lot more. It's like you get more of that panel effect, like that thunder effect, you know? So this stuff takes that thundering out of the panels, which, you know, how much of a difference does it really make at the end of the build? I don't know, but we do it anyway, because why not? Why not? Okay, sorry, just reading some of this stuff. Yeah. So after we do this, I'm going to go ahead and start insulating with our 2-step insulation process. The stuff piled behind me, over there, that is the Thinsulate from 3M. That's what we like to insulate with. Non-fiberglass, it's synthetic. So it's not itchy, it's not harmful. Great insulator. And then on top of that, we put Reflectix that we seal all the way around the van. And in fact, you can see like on the sides here, we brought the Reflectix up from the floor because it's going to get taped and connected to the whole shell. So it means there won't be air pass. There won't be an air passing through, which means we're going to have a really good sound and vapor barrier. So we won't get any moisture buildup, which is super important, especially sending this van to the brutal cold. Building a van for Minneapolis. It's amazing what's possible nowadays. I have a business out of a van in Minneapolis in the winter, but it's happening. We can do this kind of stuff now. Anyways, for those watching, we put out a short every day. So we go through on our channel, on this channel, we do lives because we're van builders. We show you some of our van builds, but also We've got long form videos on full walkthroughs that we've done. I put out shorts on some of those walkthroughs. I got a short that I put out last night. I'm going to put out another one today. I have about a short every day if you guys want to check it out. But also, we do van tours. And the next long form video is going to come out this week. Is going to be of a tour we did in St. Petersburg, Florida, not Russia. That's where we are. We're in Florida. Where I go out on the street and Tony follows me with the camera. I'm mic'd up and I go up to random vans. I knock, which is the most uncomfortable thing you could ever do. But I knock on random vans, see if anyone's in there, and ask if I can interview them. So the idea is not to ask for tours, but to ask to interview to see, you know, who's in vans long-term versus full-time and see what life is like. So we do interviews. I got one coming up. It's a couple that lives in a van full-time. They met, they moved into a van. He's from here, she's from Brazil. So we got a Brazilian, she's a volleyball coach. So a Brazilian volleyball girl, beach volleyball lady. I'll move you up so you can see. She's gonna be, or we did an interview with them. They're a cool couple. So that should be coming out this week. We've got a couple other interviews that we've done that are out. Absolutely hysterical. We've got the first interview with the guy with his meth mommy. We've got another one with Van Solo, the coolest guy living in a van. He's been living in a van for 5 years. Him and his blind friend Larry. He calls him Can't See People. That was a great interview. And our van tours. We've done a few van tours. Those are awesome. We did a $750,000 van for a client. I've been releasing shorts if you want to go check them out. We've got a tour of that one that we're actually going to re-edit and re-release because we released it very early, but it's on there. That was a mountain biking van, which was insane. Insane because it's got a full custom built that we built. Cute. It's the biggest Mercedes. It's got a pull-out Yeti from under a bench. It's got 2 TVs, one in the front, one in the back, like from the back. So it's got a little mini bar in it. It's got a coffee maker with like a coffee station with a pull-out drawer that has like retractable cups for hot and cold so that he can pour his friends hot drinks and cold drinks. It's got an ice maker in it. That van's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's like a $750,000 van. It's got a queen size bed. Custom leather seats. Oh, it's got one of the most expensive things in the van. It's got a custom copper. You should say, how can you spend that much money on a van? How? I'll tell you how. Well, when you order a custom copper sink, copper in its entirety, thick copper, floor, walls, ceiling, put in a van, that's many thousands right there. It's got the best batteries that you can buy from Lithionics. The batteries themselves were $9,000 a piece. There's 2 of them. I mean, it's absolutely insane. Big electric awning coming out. I mean, that's the smallest stuff. We did a full custom backsplash. It's white marble with the theme of the van, like for the look, was obviously copper and stainless steel. So we did a white marble backsplash, and we bought stainless steel and copper. Squared rods that we sandwiched. We did stainless steel, copper, stainless steel. We sandwiched them, adhered them together, coated them, and then inlaid them into the marble backsplash. That was insane. So that's how you start racking up your bills. That's how you start racking up. The bar had a gold. It was a like $1,200, no, it was over 2,000. It was like a $2,200 gold gold handle, giant gold handle to pull out the bar. Tequila. It had custom slots for tequila. It had 2 for tall bottles. Don Julio 1942 and a Clase Azul bottle, and then 4 smaller bottles for his Don Julio Reposado and Añejos. Yeah, doesn't that sound good? It's so quiet in here now. So quiet. You can hear it already, right? Yeah, that van was crazy. So that's $750,000 build. Whatever. We got that one. We got another video you guys should check out. It's actually a van we did for a local guy. It's not $750,000. Much more budget. Local guy here in Tampa who sold his condo and he moved into a van to live full time with his daughter. He's got like a 10 or 11-year-old daughter. So we built them a bunk bed. So it's awesome. It's another transit where it's got the bed right here, and then the kitchen's over here, and then it's got this diagonal bunk bed that we designed. So at the back doors here, there's a bookshelf. And so that diagonal bed ties into the bookshelf and then comes over and then has the feet go above the microwave into the kitchen a little bit. So that way he can sleep like this and she's like this, his daughter, instead of like right above his head. That way he could still have an elevated bed with storage underneath and a pull-out table. So he could sleep like this, she sleeps angular like this, and they're both able to watch TV together and be happy. They've traveled the country. They've gone from here all the way to the West Coast. They've been having a blast. He's been having an absolute blast. I'm super happy for them. That was one of the best vans we've built just because I'm so happy for them. They've really used it. Excuse me. And yeah, so that one's on there. Now, the tour video we made for that is stupid. And it's stupid because I made my partner Tony go roller skating with me. Because I don't know about you guys, maybe you probably don't have the same view of it as I do. As a builder and someone who's lived in a van for 2 years with my wife, and I've been doing this for years as far as like in the van world and watching everything, I just gotten real tired of everything. I got real tired of seeing all this stuff. And so, I don't want to just do boring, like basic, oh, here's the van tour. You know, look at this, look at that. It all starts to become so mundane and I've seen it a million times. So we try to make them fun. So a lot of our tours, I try to at least have like a little narrative around it. Put in some cool transitions, add a bunch of jokes. So anyways, that van, for that van with the bunk beds, we did a boys trip. So it was boys trip in a van, because obviously it was a van built for 2. And so I had my partner Tony, big dude. I pull up, we do a trip together. We have dinner together in the van with a sequence that I loved filming and editing. And I had us roller skating. He's so ashamed of that video. You guys need to go watch that video just because he's humiliated by it. We go to van events, like van meetups, and I bring a TV to like showcase our channel and stuff, and I always put that on, and he runs. He hates it. He hates it because I put French music, and we're like holding each other's hips as we like roller skate. And we didn't have roller skates. We used like his daughters. And I had his daughters, he had his wife's, and they did not fit. So my feet weren't even inside the skates. They were sitting on top of them. And I couldn't even hardly move. I just kept falling. It was a disaster. Anyways, it's pretty damn funny. So we put some of that stuff like in between the actual tour to hopefully make it entertaining. So if you guys want some van entertainment, go check it out on our channel. And please subscribe, because we want to do a bunch of stuff. We are, I'm going to do these doors too. Yeah, see this? You hear that noise? We gotta get rid of that. Yeah, subscribe, because we're going to have another interview coming. So I want to be doing a lot of interviews, because the interviews are so interesting. Seeing people out there, like what they're doing, you know, how long they're living in vans, like what's the life like, how are they dating, you know, how are they getting down in a van? Doesn't everybody want to know that? I ask everyone I interview, how are you getting down in a van? How big's his bed? How are you meeting people? How are you dating a van? How do you go on a date, invite them over, and bring them back to a van? How does that work? I gotta know. We all gotta know. So I ask everybody that. If they're not already in a relationship, which the last one that's coming out, they are. They were cool. And then, if you want to see someone who's got a great dating life in a van, go look at the last one we posted, last interview. Van Solo. He's got a good dating life in a van. A little creepy, but it's good. And then I'm going to do commentary too. Pretty soon, I'm going to start making some videos of just looking online with you guys about vans that are out there, stealth vanning, critiquing vans, ones that are up for sale, you know, all the good stuff. Because we started our company building and focusing on stealth vanning. Stealth vans. That's why we're Vanning in Plain Sight is our company, and these are our t-shirts. Van life is not a crime. So I lived in a van for 2 years with my wife, and we never touched a campground, ever. We were in New York, actually. I was in banking. She was in film production. We hated it. Absolutely hated it. So what we did was the dumbest thing imaginable. We quit our jobs, bought a van, built it out as quick as we could, and then started managing bars and hotels. We did it for 2 years. We did 2 summers in the Hamptons, a winter in Miami Beach and a winter in Aspen. When we were in Aspen, that's when COVID hit. And I remember at the bar I was working at the W in Aspen, and there's a Chinese exchange student there. And he said, we were looking at the news and stuff like that. He's like, oh, that's gonna be bad. I got family telling me how bad this is. I'm like, nah, dude. Nah. What are you talking about? Sure, you got family in China looking at it. Who cares? Nah, we're fine. Nah. Couldn't have been more wrong, huh? He knew it. Anyways, that's besides the point. So, point being, the only way we were able to do all of that, right? We traveled all over the country. We worked, made money, had no rent, no utilities, just pay for the van, pay for gas. We saved and it was 2 of us. We had 2 incomes. So we saved a butt ton. We were making good money and spending no money. It was awesome. The only way we were able to do that is because we knew ahead of time. And even though like I look at all these van builds and I learned so much on YouTube, there was really nothing specifically about stealth vanning. You know, I learned of the term and of the concept, but there was no one really promoting it, really talking about it, really describing it even. It was just kind of something that happens, that people do, but there's no like, see that? No noise. There's no like world around it. So anyways, we built our stealth van, 2 years, never got a knock on the door, never got chased out of anywhere, because we put in no windows. We put in a partition wall here between the cabin and living space, and right here we put a pocket door. So we would just slide, lock it. From the front we put black felt, no roof rack, no exterior upgrades. We had solar panels. They were the thin flex that had the roofer's tape taped to it. All you saw was a max air fan. That's it. Everything else was totally incognito. Even the water fill, on the inside, you had to open up the back doors to fill your water tank. That meant we were completely incognito, which was awesome. So after that, we sold that van, and when COVID hit, we got pregnant. So life changes. This is my whole life story I'm giving you guys now. I don't know why I'm giving you a life story. You know why? Because Kilmating's boring. Kilmating's boring, and actually I gotta figure out where to put this kill mat because I gotta know where I'm gonna put this AC so I don't waste any of it. Anyways, so yeah, give me some of this. I'll put some. Sold it. You know what? There's no one talking about or building for promoting stealth vanning, so we're gonna do it. So we created Vanning in Plain Sight, and not only that, we wrote a book on it. 120. We wrote a book on it. It's actually called Vanning in Plain. Everything we do is vanning in plain sight. The book is vanning in plain sight. Website's vanning in plain sight. YouTube channel's vanning in plain sight. That's who we are.
Who wants to live in a van?
Everybody.
Down by the river.
Oh yeah, you gotta check. Oh, that's another van tour we did. That's my partner Tony Hiding. He did Matt Foley.
I'm actually working.
Yeah, he does all the
This
work.
is the fun part right here. This is the fun stuff right here.
I'll give you a tour of what he's doing in a minute here in the other van that we're finishing up. That we're this close. It's for a doctor. Anyways, he did a van tour we did for a client. And again, I told you, I like to make it fun. I don't like to just have boring ass walkthroughs. And so I forced this guy right here to dress up like Matt Foley, you know, Chris Farley's character in SNL with the van down by the river. He was a little fatter then. He's lost a lot of weight now, so he looked better the part.
Who's fatter?
You were fatter. You lost like a lot of weight.
Oh.
So you looked more like Matt Foley. Anyways, he got the voice down. You got to see that tour. That one's hysterical. He killed it. That's a short, fun tour. So yeah, check us out, man. Go check out our long forms. We put a lot of effort into it. We don't just like boring walkthroughs. We try to make them super fun and funny. And I make Tony do some stupid stuff that he hates. And that's what makes my life worth living. Because, you know, life's better when you have someone that you can just mess around with and make miserable. Making someone else miserable, honestly, can make you happier. That's what no one wants to admit, but it's just the reality. No, I'm kidding. But I might not be. I haven't thought about it too much, but there might be a lot of wisdom in that. There just might be wisdom in that. Because they realize, you know, if you're in a RV that's the size of a van, you're still just RVing. You know, if it looks like an RV, if you've got windows, you can see through, and it's got all this RV stuff, you get in it, what are you doing? You're a weekender because you got to go to a campground. You got to go somewhere. What are you going to do? Live at a Walmart? It's a nightmare and dangerous and not even always possible because they're banning that now. Maybe the AC could go all the way up here. It could go here. Well, it ain't going here, so I'm putting one here. Okay. 2 years, except for my honeymoon. I was able to take a 5-week honeymoon overseas in Bali. That was great. But other than that, full time in a van, 2 years. And let me tell you, 2 years in a van, a stealth van, nobody knew. We did not let it look. You may see that's because you're in the van world. If you're not thinking about it, don't nobody know what the hell you're talking about. No one thinks it's a van. Or it's a camper, sorry. So anyways, 2 years, no problems, and I'm telling you, we never touched a campground. We traveled everywhere. I'll tell you where we stayed. So first off, we worked in the Hamptons for 2 summers in a van. We parked, and the Hamptons are these little tiny towns that are uber rich. You guys know that. Uber. They're tiny towns. There's nothing there. So we were able to live in our van, just hopping from spot to spot. We found like 3 or 4 spots. Like they were like city overflow lots. They had like 3-day parking lots. There was a lot that people would leave trailers and stuff at for boats, like by the marina. We parked there, and we would just hop. We'd stay in one night, then go to the next one the next night. We kept hopping around. Absolutely never had an issue. But there were rules to it. There's rules of engagement. One of them is, like I said, do not stay in one spot for more than like 2 nights in a row. People can't like notice things. You don't want people to notice things. You know, if you're staying in people's neighborhoods, obviously it's probably illegal. It is illegal in most places. Secondly, it's disrespectful. You can't expect people to want to see that. It's not cool. So, if you're respectful, what the hell do they care? They don't know you're living in there, then they don't care. They only care if they're like, no, because it's obvious. So, with that, if you're going to sleep somewhere, you don't pull into that spot until you're ready to sleep. And you pull in and go to sleep. When you wake up, you get out of there. You wake up, go through that pocket door and drive away. Which rule number 3, do not open the sliding door and show your living space for everyone to see. Because then everyone knows. And they're like, crap, is that van going to be here all night? What is our town turning into? We paid a lot of money to live in the Hamptons to just have flagrants around. Shite. Goodbye. Oh, I cut a nail. How unfortunate. Anyways, yeah. So like, develop habits. We would go to like a park or some other street and we will cook our dinner. You know, so we make dinner in the van, open up the doors, hang out, no problem, because we didn't care who would see us. Fold line, whatever we're doing, clean up the van, right? Around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, we drive over to where we know we're going to sleep. We pull in, make sure no one's around to like be suspicious. You park, then we go through that pocket door, lock the pocket door. That's it. Maybe watch a movie because we were able to in our van because no light could get through and it was very quiet. Watch something, fall asleep, wake up like at 7 in the morning, peek through the pocket door. Anybody there? No? Come on up, drive out. Didn't bother anybody. You don't bother anybody. So if you do that, you can live out of your custom built van, and you got to build it. If you're going to live in it, you got to build it in a certain way so that it's nice and it's comfortable and it doesn't drive you crazy. If you do that, you can go years living like that and saving an obscene amount of money and traveling all over the country and the world. You can get into Canada and Mexico too. That's also safer. Obviously, safety is a big thing now. We get a lot of calls from women who are interested in stealth simply for the safety of it, you know? So it's safer that way. You don't draw attention to it. It's the opposite of RVing. RVing, it's like, check out my rig. Stealth vanning, it's like, everybody piss off. Don't bother me. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. I'm not here. That's what stealth vanning is. Different beast. So anyways, that's what we talk about. That's what we promote. That's what we're all about. That's what our company is. We build those vans. I am creating our social media to talk about it and promote it. We want to be advocates for it, you know? I go to van events, we talk about it. Oh, and of course we wrote our book. We wrote a book, my wife and I, that is. It's a short book, easy, fun, quick read. It's on Amazon. Vanning in Plain Sight is about our personal experience living in a van and about stealth vanning in its entirety. We go over the rules. We go over the money, what it costs to build a van and the right ways to build it so you won't go crazy. I should put some of this kill mat in here. We go over all that kind of stuff. It's on Amazon. Check it out. Vanning in Plain Sight. It is a great little read. Our feedback has been really good. People have enjoyed it because, again, it is a take on the whole van world that no one is talking about. No one's really talking about it. No one's promoting it. No one's thinking about it, even though everyone stealth vans to a certain point. But if you're not someone who wants to just jump from campground to campground and you want the freedom to go from town to town, city to city, and really do what you want to do and not have to pay for campgrounds, retreat to campgrounds, look for wallets that aren't sketchy and that will allow you to stay there, then you need to go stealth. That's what we're all about. That's what we talk about. So anyways, yeah, check out the book. And subscribe to our YouTube. We got a lot of plans for YouTube. We got great stuff on there now and a lot more great stuff to come. All right, but enough of all that. For those who don't know right now, we're kill matting this van. This is a med spa van that we're building for a client in Minnesota. And we're putting this stuff to make it quieter. These panels rattling. This is one of the first, we're early stage of this van. It's some of the first stuff we do. We insulated the floor in the last video. We put on our subfloor. Now we're kill matting, and then we're gonna be insulating the rest, as well as cutting in the window, cutting in the fan, cutting in the AC. And then we're gonna be putting in the swivel seats, and then comes the fun stuff. Then we get in here and we think for hours. What the hell am I doing? That's what we do. What the hell am I doing? We think for hours about, and we sketch out on this subfloor what's going where, because again, this is a custom design, so we gotta see what's possible. That's the fun stuff. All right, now for the ceiling, I need to figure out where we're gonna have the AC, because this is a new build for us. So this is a new build. It's a med spa, but it's a new design for a med spa. The back here is, I'm in the bathroom. Bathroom in this one. So over here, I think it's gonna be electrical, our battery bank and all that. And over here is the bathroom with a little door right here. And it's gonna come out somewhere around here. Right, small bathroom, toilet, go through. Okay, and in front of this, we're probably gonna have cabinetry for our sink. Sink and such. Right, with the door there. So that's like what we're looking at. We gotta sketch it out and design it. We're not quite there yet. People say, well, why don't you design it beforehand? Well, we do design it a little bit beforehand, but the truth is when you're doing everything custom from the ground up, you need to be in it and you need your major components. So we need our major components in here to really get a feel, because you could do it online, but it's only when you're in there when you can make the best decisions and build it the best way. So that's what we do. We really try to leave space for the van to kind of tell us what it wants to do. We listen to the van. What do you want to be? And it tells us what it wants to be. So we're going to listen and let it tell us. Anyways, so that means where I normally place the fan and AC, it's not the same, because now up here is where the chair is going to be. The chair is going to be right here, right? So we got chair. Now I don't want the AC directly over, which means it needs to go probably up here. So okay, I'm seeing it now. It's either gotta be there or there. What do you think? It needs to be up here or back here. Now this van, you gotta assume, is mostly gonna be off when it's operating, right? Because they're gonna run off the battery bank. You're not gonna run the engine. So here, so which means we also have loss up there through the cab. So if you get back here, start the airflow from here. Shunka, shunka, shunka. What do you guys think? Is there an opinion? Has anyone said an opinion? Front or back? What do you do about gas money? Obviously, you're not going to be broke if you're doing it because it takes money to do it. I assume these are people that are retired or just travel. Well, the money off. I'm reading this last comment here. The van doesn't run on water. Okay, it runs on gasoline. Well, the whole point is it's not an added expense, it's a replaced expense. So if you're living in a van full time, I don't know what your current living situation is. If you're paying rent, you get rid of it. Boom. There's your biggest expense in life gone. If you're living at home and you don't have rent, then do you have do you have any utilities? No. So obviously the biggest thing is rent and utilities. You get rid of those. Those don't exist anymore. So you save right there. You know, if you don't have any of those because you're a kid and say you're not paying rent, you're not paying utilities, so all you're going to do is increase your gas bill. Then yeah, you're increasing your gas bill. But I'd hope you're not on the road doing it full time with no income. Like, you better have an income. So, you know, retired people do it. But if you're able to work seasonal jobs like I did, so you stay in one place for 3-4 months at a time, I freaking love that. That was great. Or if you got, you know, remote work remotely, or you got an online job, whatever. That's what you can do. So that, you know, that's how you would pay for your gas and your living expenses. But most people, I think, they already have rent. So you give up rent, and if you have another car payment, you give up that car payment and you just lump it all into one van. So if you finance the van, you know, most people probably can't buy it outright in that situation. So you finance your van, you need some money to build it out, you do that. If you can manage that, from there, all you have is your van payment, your gas bill, and you know, you got your cell phone, internet, and your cell phone can be your internet combined. And that's it. You know, then it's just whatever. If you got personal insurance, obviously the van insurance, which would be about the same as your car insurance. So, you know, your rent, $1,500 a month, water, electric, another $200-300 a month, depending on where you are. Boom, in your pocket. And you get to travel and do whatever the hell you want. And the thing is, I was able to make more money because the job I had in banking, well, it's about the same. I think that means, so I did seasonal work, managing bars, And then at the bank, I was making about the same, actually. Didn't have the benefits, but I was making about the same cash. So I made about the same money, and then, I mean, cut my expenses to damn near nothing. So yeah, the thing is, it's just, you can be so creative, and you have so many options. Anyways, no one told me where to put the AC. Do I put it here or here? That's why I came back here. Is anyone going to tell me that? Where do I put the damn thing? Well, no one's going to tell me. Fine. I'll decide myself. It's my job anyway. Jerks. Am I talking about here or here? Or was it there? Okay, let's envision this, people. And I'm only doing this because I'm trying to save as much kill mat. Like, I don't even need to think about it that much. I'm being ridiculous. I'm actually being ridiculous right now. Just put the thing so much. It's not... Oh yeah. All right. Should have enough to do all of these. I always just go over the biggest. It's the biggest panels. I always cut these things up into threes, and I have enough to go over all the spaces. And these things don't cover. It just basically holds onto the metal, and it just absorbs that vibration, so it doesn't make so much dang noise. So you only need one per panel, really. But I use a whole box. Order a box, use the whole thing. That works. So, in a minute here, when I finish putting all this kill mat up, I'm going to take you into the other van. The one that Tony's working on right now. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. So that one that we're... A week? We should be a week. This week. He's putting the final coat of paint on. We're front, because it's got a wall between the front and back too. And then we're going to glue the sink in today. And I'm going to finish the plumbing probably tomorrow. I don't know if I'll go live for that or not. And then, oh yeah. And then, what's next? And then just little tiny stuff. There's not much left. You know, I got to like configure some of the electrical components and, oh, I get the doors on. So we got to install, the doors are getting painted. We got to install them all. The doors and drawer faces, that's the other big one. I got to put a table in. So, yeah. A few more things to do. It should take a week. Then we got to test everything, get it spick span spotless. Test it, make sure everything's perfect. And then we need to film. Film, baby, film. We got so much to film on it. See. Yeah. Actually, I need to focus on that. To remember what we're going to film, make sure it gets done. Let's put one more up here in the ceiling. And then we're about done with this stuff. Because I got all the big panels. I'm not doing the big door because in the middle of the big door there is the biggest panel. Listen to this. This is going to sound terrible. You hear that? Versus this. Big difference, but that's getting cut out. That one's going, because we're putting a window there. We're going to be doing that very soon. I got the window in. Got everything I need. Got to cut that sucker out. That will be done. This other van. Lighting in there. The design, the entry. Oh! It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. I'm going to cut these suckers up. You're going to like that. These don't even make any noise. There's just not a panel. They don't make any noises. There's not enough reverberation. There's nothing there. But I'm going to get rid of this stuff anyway. Just cutting 4 more pieces. Oh, you know what I should do? I should put it on the wheel well. Because even though the wheel well, you get some road noise. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it on here. Last piece is on the wheel well. Ow, I'm bleeding. I always cut myself with this stuff too. It's got that freaking sharp metal edge. I can never get through a full day without bleeding. I can't. Every single day. I cut myself, stub myself, bump myself, fall, something. Every single day. Impossible. Booyah. Finito. All right, you guys ready? Oh. All right. Let's go do this. What time is it? Perfect. Whew, buddy. It's hot. Let me check something real quick. I'm going to take you to this other van. Give you a little tour. All right, people, hop in. Because I'm about to show you something. Are you ready? I'm going to take you off your stand. Get ready for this. Van life is not a crime. Ready? Here we go. We're going on a field trip. Coming on a field trip. Field trip. Field trip.
What?
Field trip.
Oh.
I'm showing the people. Okay, we ready? Are we ready? And, oh, there's wet paint. We gotta be careful with wet paint. But, voila. Yeah. Speechless, aren't you? So this is going to be a mobile doctor's office. So we're getting a second, I'm going to be real careful because I shouldn't be in it, but we're getting a second coat of paint on everything. Oh. Hold on. Okay, music's off. I can talk now. Okay. Mobile doctor's office, mobile concierge service. This is where the sink's going to be. Beautiful flower sink. And the faucet, I'm going to be putting those in tomorrow. The doors are all getting painted. Those are going to go in. We've got a floating countertop back here. This is your med fridge for your Botox drugs after you mix them. We've got this. Backsplash matches the countertop. This is going to be lit right here. Faboom. And we've got micro cement all over. Micro cement ceilings with these old lit ovals. Look at that, huh? Huh? These are going to be for what? Sea folds, trash can, gloves, biohazard trash, and sharp container for the needles. All right. So this again, mobile doctor's office, completely runs off batteries. It's all charged from a secondary alternator. So this is what's coming up very soon. She's got a lockbox that we kind of a little bit hidden over here. That's our AC up there. Our fans back, our extraction fans back there. We got two ovals. We've got these ceiling runners that are lit in two spots. That outlet right there is for a TV. Ba-bow. Get this off my foot. I'm dragging something. Okay, now. Fridge goes right here, little mini fridge. The rest of it is storage, and you've got this entrance. Right here, huh? We've got these lit slats that bring you all the way in to this black marble portal, I call it. And that portal also is going to have LEDs going around it. When it's done painting, I got to put the LEDs in. That's going to have the logo. Boom. The cushions are being made right now. They should be in soon. And then this bench curves. Skew. It curves. This is also micro cement. And have a look-see below. It's also lit underneath micro cement and brass. Brass toe kick. I mean, come on. We've got a herringbone floor. And that is some crazy custom stuff that we do. So anyways, that's what Tony's working on. That's what we're finishing up. I'll be doing more of this tomorrow too.
Show them the felt.
I'll be finishing. Oh, we're felting. There's a. Yeah. We're getting the felting done in here. We're going to cut this out. So from the front, it's just going to be felted. And so she's going to be able to sit here, talk to her patients. There he is. We're going to sit here and talk. She'll be able to talk to her patients, and you'll have this full view out the front. But this design gives us way more bench seating room, and it gives us a really nice entrance. You know? It's pretty sweet. Okay, moving back. Going back to our van. Transporting. We're in transit. All right. So that's finishing up. We've got the next med spa here, and then we got a camper coming in. Thank you for saying nice work. It means a lot. It's a ridiculous amount of work. It's hard stuff. Everything's fully custom. So every van we get is like, it's a little canvas or big canvas, a big ass canvas. And, you know, we talk to all of our clients and see what they're into, what they like, what their design choices are. And then we got to run with it from there and come up with all these ideas. So everyone's a mystery and you never know exactly how it's going to turn out, but we've always been pretty pleasantly surprised at the end. All right, you guys can hear me, right? Someone said you can't hear me. Hello. I assume you can hear me. It says you can hear me. So I muted it for a second there because there was music on, so I had to turn that off. Over there. All right, back to this. So where are we at now, you ask? Well, kill mat, done. I will be cutting this stuff in. We've got three things, major things to cut into the van. We got to cut this panel out to put in a. We got to cut in here to put in an air conditioner on the roof and a fan, max air fan. I'm not going to do that today because I don't got time. I'm going to get up and do that early one day. Get it all, because I don't like to cut everything at once. I don't like to drag out the cutting. If I'm going to be cutting into a van, I'm going to cut it all at once. I'm going to clean all the edges and spray all the edges to get everything rust proof and get everything set in one day. I don't like to drag it out. So, not today, maybe tomorrow. Right now, insulating. And what do we have for that? We've got this stuff, remember? Hey-o. Thinsulate. We got Thinsulate. So this is how it works. Thinsulate goes all over the van and all the cavities. It gets spray glued in. And then we take this Reflectix stuff, which is right below you. You can't see what you can see on the sides. And then we cover the whole thing. And we tape all the seams and make a perfect barrier that air can't get through. And it makes for soundproofing and a vapor barrier for no water. Is there still no sound? Shut up. Shut up. Hold on, let's fix it. I'm fixing it. Hold on. Boom. Hello, hello. Testing. Someone tell me. Is there sound? Can you hear me? Perfect. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know. I had to reset my thing. All right. We're back. There's sound. All right. What all did I just say? We're insulating. When you couldn't hear me. From this step, right, you got a subfloor. We're insulated down below. We started off by gluing furring strips. Let that sit overnight. Then we insulate the floor, cut our subfloor, screw down our subfloor. That's done. Get our kill mat on the raw metal of the van. Then what I like to do is we're going to insulate and we're going to cut into the van. Now to cut into this van, we got three major things. So you couldn't hear me before. We've got window here. This is all getting cut out. We've got two things in the roof, AC and max air fan. I like to do it all in the same day because you got to cut it, you got to clean up your edges, you got to spray it to rust proof it. I like to get that done all at once because it's not a fun job. Metal goes everywhere. You got to tape everything, get plastic around to catch those metal shavings. I destroy my hands doing it because I'm an idiot. And I breathe in that Rust-Oleum because I'm an idiot, because I don't ever wear a face mask because I'm an idiot. I just don't have fun doing that. It's a crap job and it's not something I like to extend over many days. So I cut all the holes in one go and get all my stuff in and set. It's the way you should do it anyway. So anyways, I'm going to do that another day when I start in the morning and get it done. So what we're going to do is we're going to insulate. Like I said, in our insulating, it is two forms of insulation. We got this Thinsulate. Ba-boom boom. It is not fiberglass. It is a composite type stuff. Choo. Great insulator. We get all this stuff from Van Life Outfitters out of Sarasota. They're really good. And then we put our Reflectix on top, which is like a foil. It goes over everything. So we get this in every single crevice. And then we bring in our Reflectix and we use foil tape and we tape every single seam. So we brought up our seams from the floor to connect to the walls and it will connect to the ceiling. So there is no airflow between. we completely close it off. So that is great for sound and for vapor. So no water, no vapor can get through. Very important. That's what we do. So right now, we're going to spray glue this stuff on. And I've got it right here. Bam, bam, bam. Do I have spray glue? Where's my spray glue? It's a mess. I need spray glue and I need a knife to cut this stuff. I'll be right back. We'll grab this stuff. Oh, you know what? Last time I used the full can of spray glue, so I need a new can. New can. You hear it? A new can of spray glue, and I need a blade. Which, maybe. Yeah, I do need a blade. I'm not using. I hate using scissors for that stuff. You know where a blade is?
Justin has it.
Oh, you need it? Do you need it? You keep using it.
No, she's gonna be on his own.
Yeah, you keep using it. I'll use the scissors I got for now. All right, Jessie is in there. She's felting, and she is a professional felter. So I'm gonna let her do that. I'm gonna use these stupid scissors that I hate so much. Oi. No way sound is gone again. Is it still out? It's cutting out. Oh, because I was... Your own phone. Oh, okay. Thank you for figuring that out. If it's not working, you let me know. And for those that are here, please subscribe to us. Let me tell you why. Because we are going to be putting out some... Actually, I need a blade. This sucks. This sucks out the blade. I don't want to do it. Oh, maybe I can make it happen. Because we're going to be putting out a lot. We put out some great content. We're going to be putting out a lot more great content. Yeah, I can't do this with these stupid scissors. These scissors suck. We try to put out van content, lots of van content, talking about stealth content, lots of tours, interviews, but we try to make it super fun. Fun content. That's what we're all about. Have a good time with this van stuff, because van stuff can be real ridiculous. We don't know where the yellow blade is, huh?
I haven't seen that in a while.
I need to just buy a bunch of them. That's what I need to do. All right, hold on, everyone. I'll be back. Here's this. Oh, here we go. I think we can do it now. Will this work? Is this the same blade? I'm back. Oh, the amount of time of just finding tools is very annoying. Is this the same blade? Or is this a different size? Someone else is using the other blade. We can't find another blade. And I have a crappy old one here that I need to put a new blade on. I don't know if this is the same size. Yeah, this should be pretty universal. Now I need a screwdriver to open this. This thing's so old. You got a screwdriver to open this thing. Screwdriver. Boom. So yeah, everybody, the last long form video we did was Tony as Matt Foley, the van down by the river. Chris Farley's character in SNL. You got to go check that out. He killed it. It's hysterical. So if you could, please give us a subscribe, and go check that video. It's hysterical. And you know why? I'm telling you again, why you should, the main reason why you should go check out that video. And our other video, oh, look how rusty that is. Including our other videos, including the one of what's it titled? The Boys Trip Van Tour. You got to watch the Boys Trip Van Tour, and you got to watch the Matt Foley Van Tour. Why? Because my partner Tony hates it. He hates doing it. And one of the biggest joys of my life, in this job, in my business, is making Tony do things on camera that he doesn't want to do. I love it. And it all needs to be for something. You know, it needs to be for a reason. He needs to know that he has purpose, that it was the right thing to do. And so if you watch it, then he'll be like, fine, I guess I'm going to have to do it more. If you don't watch it, he's going to stop doing this stuff. And then I'm going to get really sad because I'm going to get bored. So you got to watch him. He does a good job. He's embarrassed, but guess what? As Matt Foley, he killed it. Now, he absolutely hates the boys trip one because I made him put roller skates on. And we roller skated around town together. He's humiliated by that. And so I love seeing him get embarrassed. So everyone should watch it just for that purpose. And subscribe to see more of that stuff. And to see us critiquing van builds and van prices and stealth builds are not at all stealthy and ridiculous van life things that take place. And to see interviews, man on the street interviews of people who are living in vans, see what their stories are and what kind of nonsense and craziness they're getting into. How the heck are they having a love life while living in a van? It actually works sometimes. And subscribe because you're going to see our next interview coming out this week of a couple living in a van together here in St. Pete. What is this? A local guy and a Brazilian beach volleyball instructor with 2 dogs in a Sprinter van. You can hear their story. If they're not van tours, there's enough van tours out there. They're boring. We do more. We do better. More, better. All right. So this is how we insulate. We get this stuff up here. We cut it out. We spray glue it on. We get it into every single nook and cranny crevice that we possibly can. Cut it a little bigger and stuff it. Put it down. Yeah. And this stuff's gonna go everywhere. It takes some time to do all this. Because it is a lot of insulating. We gotta get it everywhere. You don't want, especially this van. So whoever hasn't heard, this van is a med spa for a client in, guess where? Guess where? Where should you be insulated? Freaking Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's gonna be cold. We've got an air heater going in from Webasto that's going to tie into her fuel tank and pump out some ridiculously hot air. And we got an AC, of course, for the summer. But man, that cold, she's going to have internal plumbing. And she's going to have to work to make sure that plumbing, I don't know if she's going to keep it garage kept or what, she should. It'll make life a little easier. With that, when she goes home every day, with that water tank. I mean, that water tank will freeze, even if it's internal. I know up there it gets so freaking cold it will freeze like that. So she's gonna have to work at it. Whew. Ugh. But anyways, so we need to insulate this sucker. I mean, we always do. It doesn't matter. I build for, Floridians. Like that van over there is a Tampa local. I built for, locals that live in them full time in the summer. And believe it or not, these vans today, it works. You insulate this sucker well. Do not put too many windows. And get proper insulation. Get an AC. Now, if you're going to have an AC, you got to power that thing. And guess what? Solar, forget about it. Solar ain't going to cut it. Solar will not charge your batteries, run an air conditioner, run your refrigerator, because I think you're also using it. It's hot and your fridge is working more than in the winter. So your fridge is working overtime, and whenever you're in it, you're running that AC. You think solar's going to cover that? Not even close. Not even close. Doesn't get you anywhere. Your batteries are going to drain in a few hours. And solar is not going to work properly. So what do we do? I really don't even sell vans anymore without a secondary alternator. That's what it's all about. Yes, it's more expensive, but in today's world, everybody needs AC. And everyone wants all this power-hungry stuff. I mean, and the reality is, if you actually want to use the van, you need the power. Solar is just not going to do it. Now, if you're just in a camper and you're camping, you're going for the weekend camping, you can do solar. You're fine. Plus, you're in a campground you can plug in anyway to charge up. But if you're going full time, like the people I build for are, no, you need power or else you're stuck. So, where'd you go? There you are. So, that means secondary alternator. Because now you're getting, all you gotta do is idle your engine, and you are supercharging your batteries. 3 times as much as solar would. And it's constant power, not wavering. And you just use a little bit of gas, and you're charging everything up, and you're good to go. No stress, no worries. You're not bringing a generator with you. Your generator is your engine. So you're not bothering anybody either. That's the way to do it. So that's what I always insist upon. That's what I tell people. If you're really gonna either use this thing for business full time or you're gonna live in it full time, secondary alternator. Matter of fact, I won't even build it for you without a secondary alternator because I don't want to hear you coming back upset and complaining. I'm gonna feel bad. But like, I don't even use the thing because of this, that, and the other. Like, well, then I just feel bad because I want you to use this thing as much as possible. And for that to really happen, so if it's like $3,000 extra is the thing that you're deciding against, well, I would just wait a little bit until you're able to afford it because it's gonna be a difference between using the van and not using it, really. Unless again, you're just camping. You don't need much. Which that's what a lot of people are doing, but that's not what we focus on. All right. So once we get all this stuff in here, it's gonna be like a big plush room, and you're gonna hear it. The sound reverberating off the metal is gonna completely stop, and it's gonna be super quiet in here. It gets pretty cool. More. Vacuum seal bags suck. They stay sealed for like an hour. Ridiculous. All right, more. Oh, it is a good fall. Absolutely everything. Good God, y'all. More. All right, here we go. So I need the height. Yeah, we stuffed this stuff. This stuff's all plushy, so obviously it's insulation. You don't need accurate measurements. You stick it up there, get a nail on it, see about where you want to cut. Give yourself a little extra. Boom. I start with a line there. Then I lay it down. And then I just continue that line. And I'm only cutting that top black layer that holds it all together, and then I just tear. Boom. And I cut the length. Ooh. Yeah, so if everyone could please go subscribe. And again, if anyone here has thought about, is, or interested in not just vanning, living in a van, spending time in a van, van lifing, but if you don't think that like being in campgrounds 24/7 or trying to go to Cracker Barrel or Walmart every night is what you're into, which I don't know why people are into that, but if that's not what you're into and you'd rather have a bit more freedom out there, then look into stealth vanning. And more specifically, check out our book on Amazon, Vanning in Plain Sight. Vanning in plain sight, like hiding in plain sight, but you're vanning. Because we go over everything. Stealth vanning, the whole world of stealth vanning, which means van life, not inside of an RV, but inside of a van, a cargo van. The most beautiful micro apartment that you want to build on the inside, but it just looks like a plain old work van from the outside. And I think you know what that means. That means you have more flexibility than anybody. You can do whatever the hell you want. When I lived in mine for 2 years, we did not touch campgrounds. We stayed in New York City on the West Side Highway, in Astoria, close to Rikers. Easy. We parked the van there, then just take the train around. Boom. Awesome. Totally safe. I mean, we lived in New York, so we know where to park. I wouldn't suggest, everywhere you go, you need to do a little research, especially in big cities like that. You don't want to pull into the wrong spot. We stayed on Miami Beach, street parking. Miami Beach, no problem. Go ahead and see how much hotels cost in Miami Beach. Screw that. I lived in Miami Beach for a whole winter. Got the whole experience. Paid nothing. Nothing. Just street parked. Lived in Aspen for a winter. That is, you can't even rent there. Forget it. You can't rent Aspen. It's impossible. Lived there for a whole winter. Got the snowboard. Damn near every day. Worked at one of the hotels. Paid no rent. Snowboarded. It was awesome. Stayed in Detroit, Chicago. Oh man, where else? Atlanta. We traveled all over the freaking place. Atlanta, Vegas. In Vegas. Woo! And then in between, when traveling, you know what we would do? We would drive on the highway. When we got tired or bored, make sure my audio is still working. Good. When we got tired or bored, whatever, we would just look for signs for decent hotels, like say a Marriott or a Hilton, pull over, and sleep in their parking lot. No problem. Why? Because you don't linger. You don't pull until you're ready to sleep. You do not flash the living area, and you close up. So we were able to stay there for free. Made things so good. No Walmarts. These places are safe. These hotels are safe. They're like off of rest stops. They're not like in some grungy part of town. That was too. Like, you have to say yes to everything because you don't have to rush. Like, oh, honey, we've got a campground booked here. If we don't get there by 10 p.m., they block you out, or by sundown, you can't find your spot. None of that. We just got to do whatever we wanted to do. As long as we didn't have. And when you're living in a van, you really don't have that strict timelines for everything. You kind of do whatever the heck you want. So we would just say yes to everything. Oh, this looks interesting at this stop. Go there. Go there. Oh, I just found this. Stop there. We were driving out west, and we didn't have it all planned out. And randomly, when we were in South Dakota, we saw Badlands. I was like, oh, I've heard of that. It's a national park. Pull over. Not planned. It's awesome. We randomly came across Sturgis. I was like, oh, I've heard of Sturgis. Went to Sturgis. Didn't know that was here. General Custer's Last Stand. Saw that at the side of the road. Decided to go there and see it. Didn't know it was there. It's just, we had absolute freedom to do whatever we wanted because we were living in the van full time. As long as we didn't have to work, if we were going in between places, in between seasons, we could just do whatever the heck we wanted at any point. And it is the greatest feeling. And people don't realize how easy and achievable that is. For as long as you want. 1 year, 2 years, 6 months, 5 years. You can do it. You can absolutely do it. As long as you set yourself up right. You get or build a very, very stealthy, proper van. Behave stealthily. Set yourself up for income that you can do seasonal work or online work. Whew, whatever. Look at that. Got those big ones done already. Now we got to fill in all the little stuff. It is super easy and super achievable. Everybody can do it. Everybody can do it. And it's great for it's great for people out of college too. I mean, you don't have a ton of responsibilities. You're flexible. You know, you're flexible for what you're, able to and willing to do for work. You can see places around the country. Find a wife or husband out there on the road. Yep. It's great. Anyways, that's the life that we promote. That's what we promote. That's what we talk about on our channel. So please, subscribe. Subscribe for so much more. We don't just do live builds. We do tours of our own builds, and we make them super fun tours. We have an interview show where we're man on the street and we interview people living in vans. We're going to do internet commentary and content, talking about some of the absurdities with van life and with van builds and some of the crazy stories that are happening out there. Check out our book on Amazon, Vanning in Plain Sight, where you can learn everything there is to know about stealth vanning. The do's, the don'ts, the costs. Whew. How to never get the knock. How to be comfortable in a van long term without going crazy. How much does it really cost? All that. So check us out. Follow us. Give us a follow, please. We would be much appreciated. And check out Tony's content that I force him to do. He gets super humiliated by it, which is why you should watch the video. So maybe he can feel a little better about himself for doing these absurd things that I ask him to do. And even though he complains, ultimately he does it with a semi-smile on his face. A nervous semi-smile. Yeah. And of course, do this live, how we van build, ask questions, see the whole process. This is a very early stage. We're insulating. Whew, and it's hot. We're in Florida. I don't know where you are, but it's still hot, even though it's, what is it, mid-October? No, it's late October. It's almost November. You know what else that means? It's almost my birthday. Another reason to subscribe. My birthday's coming up. I won't tell you what day. Not yet. It's in November. So you should subscribe now. As an early birthday present, it will make my birthday that much better. Not kidding. I'm really trying to, I want to put out some awesome van life content that's not so boring. No boring van tours. Ooh, look what I've done. Ooh, showing off my van. Ooh, I put a porta potty in my van. Ooh, I put the full gas range in my van. Ooh, look, there's a urinal in my van. Everyone should have a urinal. You know, everyone's putting stupid stuff in their vans. It's all showing off. Look how much I can spend. I want to make fun, real van life content, real experiences, real life, and it seems like it's either, oh, this sucks, or, oh, look how beautiful and expensive. I don't want to do either of those things. Van life is fun, it's exciting, and it's accessible. Gotta make it accessible again. So I want to talk about people's experiences and not just how awesome their van looks. Even though I do like awesome looking vans. But you know what? How many vans can I look at before I just stop caring? I mean, really. I don't know how many, in this world, everyone says, every person who calls us, I've looked at probably hundreds of videos. Yeah, people eat that stuff up. But I mean, at some point, it's like, oh my God, I've seen it. Yes, you did this, you did that. I get it. I'd rather make some fun content. Let's make some fun content. Let's build a community around it. Let's talk stealth vanning. Let's make sure that people know about it, have access to it, and know the best ways to do it. Hello.
Need the phone.
Know the best ways to do it. What's that noise when people walk into a sitcom? Oh, it's the crowd. Everyone cheer. Ah! Oh, and he's gone. And he's gone. That's the guy who I make do things in my videos that he hates. He's a good sport, sort of. So you should watch the videos just because of that. He did Chris Farley. I mean, come on, you guys. Where we at?
62.
Yeah.
Damn,
Cool.
You got 51 middle fingers. Oh no, that's a thumbs up.
Middle fit.
That's a thumbs up right there.
Leave it to Tony to assume that YouTube will give us middle
This
fingers.
dude is high as fuck. No ventilation.
Because of this? You might be right.
He probably is.
Woo! Ah, my knee. What is this? Ow.
Free candy written on the side.
Yup. If anyone reaches out, interested,
What is it that you're using?
if anyone wants a creepo van, a free candy creeper van, hit us up. We'll make you the most beautiful, kid-friendly creepo van in the world. We will report you after, but we will build it. Someone asked this. Oh, okay. I think he said something. Installation. It's still there. Whew. I am getting high in here. Oh, I'm sniffing glue. I'm huffing glue right now. Oh, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, people. Okay, the insulation. It's twofold. It is this Thinsulate from 3M. We buy it from Van Life Outfitters. It is a synthetic insulation. It is not fiberglass and it is not sheep wool. That Havelock sheep wool smells like sheep. It's gross. Also a bit itchy. Wasn't really a fan. Not the funnest to work with. This stuff's great. Better insulator. And I'm getting high. And yeah, it's good. I'm getting a glue buzz here. I told you I'm stupid. I need to start wearing protection. But it's so hot. How do you wear protection in Florida? It's just so hot. It's too hot for that. Anyways, neither here nor there. And then on top of this, we put Reflectix, which is a foil. It's a foil insulator. And that is not just for insulation, it's for sound and vapor barrier. That's the main purpose. So on the sides here, oy vey, I'll show you. Over here, where are we? This is the Reflectix. So we stuff this insulation into every single crevice. We've already insulated the floor underneath this ply. We've brought this up a little bit because that is going to get foil taped into our Reflectix that's going to go over the walls. And we're going to tape this so that it is a sealed barrier. So it stops sound waves and, most importantly, water. So it's a vapor barrier, which is super important. So that's the process. So we spray this stuff on just to hold it in place. We stuff it. It's that simple. Boom. Get it in there. So we're filling in the major crevices now. And then we're going to come back and we're going to fill the little stuff. So there's always little holes all over the van. We got to fill it all. Some of them are so small, like mainly the whatchamacallit, in the ceiling, the ribs in the ceiling. The ribs in the ceiling, you can't stuff insulation in there, so we spray foam. So we spray foam in there. There's places around we're going to spray foam to just fill every gap and crevice, and then we will get in our Reflectix. Okay, but before we put in the Reflectix, I think I'm going to cut in all the AC, fan, and window. Another day. Whew. It's hot. You see how much I'm sweating? Is this sweat? Sweet Jesus. Sweet baby Jesus, it's hot. I don't know if you noticed I'm wearing sweatpants. Why? I'm an idiot. I don't know why I'm wearing sweatpants. I was just wearing them already. I didn't change. It's hot. Continuing. Oh, this is our shirt. Van life is not a crime. We're going to keep it that way because we're going to tell people how to stealth van properly. Let me tell you about stealth vanning I saw on the road. My own personal sightings. So, when I was in the Hamptons, right? I spent 2 summers in the Hamptons. I worked for a super, I mean, everything's super high end out there, you know. But I worked for a hotel. I managed the bar. I lived in a van. That's how you get hired in these. You say no. They say, what? No, housing, you're hired. Because they cannot get anyone to work. It's impossible for a normal person to find an apartment. There's no housing. It's too expensive. Of course. And that's, you know, people there want it that way. So anyways, you have a business and you don't need housing, you're hired. So it's super easy. So, you know, living in a van out in the Hamptons. In the Hamptons, hamlets, there's like nothing there. There's a couple hotels, mostly restaurants, you know, nice restaurants, and that's about it. You know, like a general store, little bougie grocery store. There's not much. And mansions, a bunch of mansions. So, we would, every now and then, go into this town called Riverhead, which is like 2 hours, an hour outside the Hamptons, further down Long Island, closer to the city. We would go there to go to like Walmart, big box stores to like get supplies and stuff, because you weren't going to find like some specifics in the Hamptons, like actually in town. So we would go out there. First time we went, and sometimes we went, okay, instead of driving back, let's just stay here. We'll just stay here for the night. When we drove in the first time, we were like, what the heck's going on? We would see massive, like Class A RVs. Class A RVs. This one Walmart in Riverhead, 3 of them. There were 3 Class A RVs, like to the back, you know, like RVs will park like in the back of the lot, in the outskirts. 3 of them parked out there. But these RVs look like trash. I mean, they were old, rusted, beat up. They look like they're broken down and stuck there. All 3 of them. They look like hell. Anyways, worse than that though, they were completely set up. They had outdoor furniture, a barbecue, trash cans, everything. Like they were full on living there at Walmart. We couldn't believe it. Like, all right, we stayed the night there. We go like, you know, another like next month or whatever, a couple weeks later. We go back again, re-up some supplies, pull in, see the RVs again. The 3rd time we went, first thing we notice when we pull in, signs that say, no overnighting, no camping. And, pull over to where I am now, no overnighting, no camping. And the RVs were gone. So apparently the engines did work, or they got towed away. They're gone. So people completely abusing the system, just living there like they freaking own the place. I mean, hanging out in the parking lot, barbecuing, what the hell? It's not a campground. You know, it was a privilege to do that. And they ruined it. That was another Walmart that started banning camping in the parking lots. And that is not an uncommon thing. Probably more Walmarts now don't allow it than allow it, I would say. So that's one we saw. In Aspen, in one of the Buttermilk, there's a Buttermilk Mountain, one of the Snowmass mountains, we would see, how am I doing this? Like this? No, that's not right. Sorry, I'm trying to figure this out. Like this. We would see like schoolies with fire. And they put, it's in the winter, so they put their coolers outside for like their fridge with all their food. And again, just full out living, which, seems awesome, super cool. But, it was too much. It was too like out there. And guess what? They kicked them all out, banned them. Now us being super secret stealthy and moving around we never had an issue. They never chased us down. They never said anything, never asked us to leave, nothing. But we were always on the move too. That's another thing. You always got to be on the move. So we never had an issue. But another time being in the Hamptons, like thick in the summer when the most people show up, we saw a couple of the van lifers come too. And during the day, they'd be just street parking or like in one of the wealthiest zip codes in the country. Wealthiest in the country with the doors open, just hanging out, like literally hanging out. Because I never forget, midday, it is midday, so they're not sleeping or anything, but they're screwing themselves because they had their sliding door open and they were hung a hammock. They were like street parking on the street, like, parked with a hammock with the door open, just hanging out with the shirt off. Another person in there like cooking or cleaning or whatever. And it pissed me off because there's not a lot of places to park in the Hamptons. And so if they ruin it, then we would be a little bit screwed. But guess what? They stayed there all day. And then guess what they tried to do? They tried to sleep there. And I was working and I could see them. And guess what? The cops came, immediately told them to get out of there. Immediately. Of course they would. How do you think you are? You think you don't own the streets. You can't just sleep wherever the hell you want. You gotta be respectful. And guess what? If you just pulled in, parked there, didn't show your face, went to sleep, no one would care or bother you. But you gotta think, people don't spend millions of dollars in these highly desirable neighborhoods to have people paying nothing, living in vans, all season. Like, nah, people don't want that. So you gotta realize that. Don't be mad at it. Just realize it is what it is and respect them. Be respectful. And you'll be fine. And if you do it right, you get to live the same life, well, in the same place, same life they live, for no money versus God knows what. In Aspen, people are paying $8,000 a month for a one bedroom. I mean, crazy numbers. Absolutely crazy numbers. We don't want that. So, vanning in plain sight, stealth vanning, there's rules of engagement. You gotta know the rules, you gotta behave. And we're gonna put out a rule book too. Well, we have a rule book. Vanning in plain sight, it is on Amazon. You can go get it. But we're gonna put out like a 10 commandments that we are going to start promoting so that people really know what to do and don't screw it up for everybody else. Van life is not a crime. So again, guys, please subscribe. Subscribe to our channel. We love having you. We want to make so much more content, share some more content. We want to talk stealth vanning. We want to talk van life. We want to talk van builds. We want to talk experiences in vans. We want to talk how ridiculous van prices and costs are. Good Lord. We want to talk about, is it still worth it? I mean, rent's not going down. We want to talk about all of it. So subscribe, reach out to us. Look at that. See, it's already getting quieter. It's getting real fluffy in here, real fluffy. So this insulating, it's tedious. It's tedious stuff. It is what it is. You have to spray all of it either. If it will just stuff and stay there, that's fine. We just don't want it all fall. We don't have to spray. I don't need to spray glue that. That's fine. That's in there. Ooh ah. And if you guys subscribe, that will tell me that you like these lives. And originally I was just going to do it every Thursday, right? Once a week. Whatever we're doing on Thursday, you can be involved and you can see what we're doing on our builds. if you subscribe and I see that people might be digging it a little bit, then I might do some more live van builds during the week. You know, 2 or 3 days a week even. So you guys can see more of the process about how we build these things start to finish. You know, right now in the very beginning, it's fairly basic. It's not so different from other people. Still a bit differently, but man, it's gonna get intense. I mean, it gets pretty intense. It gets insane because we do some super. Like if whoever's here who saw the tour, the little sneak preview I showed you over there, it gets to be some crazy intense stuff. Some of the designs we're gonna come up with. This one, for example, supposed to have a Himalayan salt block wall. Never done that before. Himalayan salt block wall. It's gonna have a fireplace. It might have one of those. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's like one of the Japanese. It's not a garden. The Japanese. What the hell do you call it? Where it's like a table with sand and you just rake it. Zen garden, but just sand. I don't know if you still call it a Zen garden, whatever. But so apparently they have tables, like coffee tables, that are with glass over it, and they're electric, they're automatic. And it takes like a metal ball, the magnet, and it drags it over the sand, and then it will make out all these crazy patterns. Super freaking cool. Anyways, this client wants that. So we're gonna see, cross our fingers, that we find a place for it. So, I think it's gonna happen. I've rarely said no. It's really just impossible. I don't think it'll be impossible. I think we have enough space to play with. That would be so freaking cool. I can't even tell you. So yeah, this van's gonna have more one-of-a-kind crazy features. We gotta put a bathroom in the back and a med spa, which we've never done. Oh, water feature. Which one's a water feature? So that one's gonna be. Anyways, these builds can get absolutely intense. I mean, really intense. So many other builders, they insulate. They buy ready-made furniture that they're able to put together, put it in, lay the flooring, bada boom, bada bing, all done. Can I spit, please? I'm gonna spit. I won't pay attention. Gross. All right. We don't do that. We are full custom. Every van's different and everything is intense. Full custom cabinetry. No cut and paste anything. So if you guys want to see these things, please subscribe. And we'll do more lives and you can see how this process happens. You know, we're not going to try to sell you on what I will do. If you're interested in stealth vanning, we're going to talk about it. I will try rules of engagement and what the whole world is like. And I'm just going to make some awesome content. So subscribe, and whoever hasn't, check out our previous videos, some of our tours. And whew. I mean, who wouldn't want to see Matt Foley? Whoever, who wouldn't want to see him 30 years later giving that tour of his van? Who would want to see that? I would. So I got to tell you about it so that you can go see it because it's absolutely hysterical. It's really fun. Tony, I made Tony be Matt Foley. He got into character. And he killed it. He did really well. I mean, you know, as best you can do. We miss Chris Farley. It's completely open. So yeah, we got all these goodies. So I'm stuffing. So the main, just these guys. Then I'll stuff these cavities and then the upper cavities. Then can't forget the doors. People forget the doors. We gotta get the doors too. There are these in-between cavities here. So you got a main, where can you see? We got a main cavity, you got these in-between sections. Gotta get insulation in there. Around this rib, around the back, this stuff in here, which you can't see on camera right now. That's gotta get stuffed. This is all gonna get insulated. Boom. We gotta spray insulation in these ribs right here. Gotta get it in the door. Everywhere. The floor is done. Gotta get all the rest of it done. Walls, ceiling, everywhere. We gotta get it fully insulated. And then we can get the reflectix, including the wheel wells. Don't forget these. These gotta get insulated with everything too. Can't forget things. All right, another bag gone. Ba-boom. Whew. Diggy-diggy-dee. So, I think I've mentioned to you, but for those who haven't heard, we have another interview show coming out this week. This week. Another interview show coming. My Man on the Street band interviews. I walk up and down the streets of whatever city I'm in. I'm only ever in St. Petersburg, so I go up and down St. Petersburg. And I knock on vans that I think people might be living in. And it is terrifying. I'm not a fan of doing that, but you never know. You never know what you're going to come across. But anyways, so far, so good. Haven't gotten punched in the face yet. It's probably coming, though. I'm expecting it to come at some point. I'm just going to get socked. Some weirdo in his van. Ah! Get out of here, no cameras. Bam, punch me in the face. It happens. We got one coming out this week. Maybe Wednesday, I think. And it's a good one. It's a couple that's living in a van full time. It's a guy from St. Petersburg and a lady from Brazil, who is a volleyball instructor, beach volleyball. So that's, again, subscribe. Subscribe so you can see that when it comes out. Check out our other interviews. Stuff. Our van tours. Okay, this is tedious. Done?
Yeah. Well,
this is tedious. It's not fun. But you know, it's gotta be done. It's gotta be done. It's not fun. It's gotta be done. What else are you gonna do? You gonna do something else? We do. We build, we insulate, we do van stuff. Ooh. All right. Whoo, buddy. Can you even see? Oh, I am sweating like a damn pig. All right, guys. I think I'm going to call it. I need to get in some air conditioning. I've lost a couple pounds. But as you can see, come on. Whew. We have stuff with insulation. We have rattle trapped. We have done probably most of our insulation now up here. Well, we've insulated a lot of surface area, but we don't mess around. We get all of it. Let me go ahead and turn this camera, make it easier. Flipping. We gotta get all of it. So the spacing in between here, see? Oh, I have some insulation there. Where's I don't have it. Yeah, gotta get all these spaces. That's all I got insulated. In here, we gotta get spray foam. Up here, this obviously is all gonna get insulated. All is gonna get insulated. These gaps here, insulated. This is gonna get spray foamed. Gotta insulate that. This, around the door, this jamb, gotta get insulated. Gotta insulate all of it. We gotta insulate the wheel wells. Don't forget the wheel wells. Again, with Thinsulate. And Reflectix. Every single seam of the Reflectix has to get taped. And the door. Can't forget the doors. Down here. Obviously, we got to be careful around the mechanical. We don't want to gum any of that up. So we stuff over here, we stuff around, and then we leave the mechanical open. But we need to stuff up here. This is going to be a window. It's going to get cut out. Same thing on the back doors. So that's where I will leave you. If you guys subscribe, then maybe we'll be back live streaming tomorrow. If not, I'll see you Thursday. So please subscribe. Check out our other content. Tony was Matt Foley. Down by the river, 30 years later, gives a tour. You got to see that. Also, you got to see... Don't say no. Come on. That's mean. You're saying no because you've already watched it. And then you got to see the van with the bunk beds, the boys trip. I made Tony roller skate. He's absolutely miserable. You got to see him be miserable. I humiliate him with that. So the more people watch it, the more humiliated he'll be, which is the more entertained I will be. And that's why I do this. So please. All right. Thank you guys. We'll talk to you soon.